Around 3 years ago, we noticed that we were receiving a lot more calls about wild animals needing help, and also from not just Kildare but around the country. So we took a dedicated step towards that to help more wildlife. So we set up a special wildlife unit that could cater for all the wildlife needs. Our main work here at the Animal Foundation is the domestic side, but the wildlife side is definitely on the increase now, and we're dedicated to both aspects of the rehabilitation process. When I was growing up, if someone found a sick or injured wild animal, there was nowhere to bring them. But now we have lots more choices. Lots of vets are starting to help wildlife, and some rescue centres around the country are also starting to take in wildlife. So the wildlife definitely in the last couple of years has a better chance, and people are calling it in more because they're getting more help. Our main wildlife unit is set up with 8 individual units. This caters for all different kinds of wildlife species. Each unit is painted with special non-porous paint to stop the spread of disease, and also fitted with heat lamps for the animal. They're also quite dark, and that's so that the animals aren't stressed. We also have a triage room where animals, when they first come in, are assessed, weighed, given medication, fluids, etc. And they stay here till they're feeling better, and then they're moved up to our main wildlife unit. Wildlife rehabilitation can be an expensive process. The cost depends on the individual animal, the species, and what's wrong with it. An orphaned animal such as a leveret can stay with us for up to 8 weeks. They require specialised milk in the first couple of weeks, and then they need to be weaned onto special food and then moved into a large enclosure where they get ready to be rehabilitated back into the wild. We received a call about 3 weeks ago while a man was out walking his dog along a river close by. He came across a small otter cub that was crying and looked quite distressed. So he obviously thought something was wrong, but he went about his walk, and on the way back the otter cub was still there. So he gave us a call to see could we help and did the animal need rescuing. So we said yes, that most likely that the otter was orphaned or abandoned and needed help. So he picked that otter cub up and then brought him home, and we arranged for one of our volunteers to go over and collect her. She was quite small, only weighing about 800 grams, and would be dependent on her mother. So she was weak, cold, dehydrated. So we gave her some fluids and medication and popped her into an incubator to heat her up. After a couple of hours in the incubator, Saoirse, as we named her, started to come around, move around and get more lively. We started her on a bottle feeds then, with just some rehydration fluids for the first 24 hours, just so that she was okay. And then we started to wean her onto a special milk formula that would be a bit natural to her mother's milk. We've started now to wean her onto fish, and she's doing quite well. We'll be introducing her to water very soon. This is when the mother would normally introduce her to water when they're around 12 weeks old. Once she's doing that, we'll move her into another enclosure where we'll have a small pool. So we'll check on her a couple of times a day and feed her, and just to make sure everything is going okay. But we've now really cut off our human contact with her, as we want her to remain wild so that she can go back to the wild. The last couple of weeks she's really come out of her shell. She's starting to play with the toys that we provided her, and making little noises and stuff as she plays. Grateful for the amount of support and help we've got from the public to date, but also we'd like to do more and expand and really do more wildlife work, and we're also interested in wildlife conservation as well as the rehabilitation. If you would like to support our work here at the Animal Foundation, get in touch, become a member, send a donation, or just follow us on Facebook and just see the work that we are doing. We're trying to make a difference, animal by animal.